back to the Journey of Fit. So today we are talking about cutting and how I did it. So we're going to talk about 6 different things that I did that I think will help you guys on a successful cut. So first, what is cutting? Cutting just means that you are taking less calories in than you need on a daily basis to lose weight, specifically cut fat. Now, you can't just lose fat, so that's why you have to drop weight. You are going to lose a little bit of muscle, but if you do it properly, majority of it will be fat. Now, this is what I looked like about this time last year. Now, in this picture, I actually thought I was looking good, man. Now, mind you, I wasn't like taking pictures of myself all the time, but I thought I looked good. I was eating whatever I want, obviously. And I just thought if I worked out hard enough, that's all that mattered. And I kind of just kept eating and whatever I wanted, donuts, IHOP, just buffets, whatever I wanted, anytime I wanted. I was hungry, I ate. And it didn't matter to me because I worked out, so it didn't matter. Obviously did by that picture. Now, when I did realize, hey man, this, I was like, wow, this is really different than what I saw myself, because my idea of myself was completely different from what I actually was. I could have sworn that I was in shape. And so that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to go on this cut, right? I'm going to pay attention to what I'm eating, and I'm going to just do this the right way. And this is what I look like after my cut. This was 6 months after I started. So I think it's a pretty big difference. I'm a lot happier with the way I look now. I'm not 100% satisfied, but it's a start in the right direction, and it's all about progress. As long as you're making progress, if it's an inch or a mile, doesn't matter. As long as you're making progress and you're stepping forward every day, that's all that matters. So I'm definitely on the right path. Now, what I did, right? So first thing, I made a plan, right? So I said, I want to lose this amount of weight in this amount of time. So I was 220 pounds. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be 200 pounds. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. So I made a plan, and I estimated what my calories were, and I dropped it by 500. So I would lose literally a pound every month. So basically in a month, I would lose 4 pounds. In 5 months, I'd be at my goal. So that was the plan, and like I said, I made sure I stuck to it, right? So that was my plan. I put it out there, and that's what I wanted to do. Now, the second thing I did was I cleared my kitchen, right? So the worst thing you could do is be at home, right, and have chips and soda and donuts, all this stuff that you know that's not supposed to be in your diet. So the very first thing, don't say, you know what, it's there, but I'll resist it. I don't want to. Give it to somebody else. Like, you don't have to throw it away. I'm a big believer, don't waste food, but give it to someone else that just wants to eat it. I mean, and that's it. But you get rid of it, right? Because you cannot outwork a bad diet. Period. You just can't. Unless you're a freak of nature, you have awesome genetics, which sadly the majority of us do not. So anything that you're not supposed to be eating, look at your food. Modified. Anything that says modified on it, monosodium glutamate or MSG, trans fat, toss it. You don't need it. And again, like I said, for the most part, we know what's bad for us. So clear your kitchen. That's number 2, and I strongly suggest clear your kitchen. Third thing, shop and actually cook the food. So you make a list of things that you like that are healthy, or you think are healthy. You can Google it. You can go ahead and reach out to me, comment below on anything that you have any questions about. But good food, yogurts, oatmeal, good carbs, lean meats, tofu, basically. But just shop for things that you're going to eat, and then cook them ahead of time, right? So most people are not going to do things that are not easy for them, or that are just not convenient. So I should say, instead of being easy, being convenient. right? Cook ahead of time, right? I do a whole pack of ground meat and I bake chicken, right? So I'll take a whole pack of chicken, a family pack, clean it off, I'll season it the way I want, preheat the oven to 450, and then I'll cook it for about 30 minutes and it's done. I don't put any sauce on it, and then when I'm ready, if I want to put sauce on it, I'll put it on so I can actually measure it out, keep track of my calories. And then with the ground meat, same thing. I cook the whole pack, put it away, and then split it up evenly into different containers. And trust me, you do it that way, you have no reason to go buy lunch somewhere else or anything because it's already pre-packed and ready to go. Fourth thing, count your calories. Not my favorite thing to do, and I'm sure most people don't enjoy doing it, and that's why they don't. But without a measurement of what you're doing, how can you be successful, right? If you're just guesstimating, then again, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So definitely count your calories. Now you will have to play with them a little bit, right? Because you don't know if you haven't counted calories before, you're kind of guessing on what the average person your weight takes in, and depending on your activity level. But count your calories, right? And eat the same amount of calories every day, depending on what your deficit is. So if you know you're taking in 3,000 calories a day now, or you think you're taking 3,000 calories now, drop it down to 2,500 and make sure you stick to that. You don't have to be exact if it's 2,550 or 2,450, whatever, but try to keep it as close to 2,500 as possible, just to make sure that you're losing that weight, because for every 3,500 calories, you're going to burn 1 pound. Next one, monitor and record your progress, right? So that goes back to, if you don't know what your maintenance calories are, right, then you just want to monitor your progress. If you know your goal is 1 pound a week, you weigh yourself only once every week to make sure that you're losing that weight. So you're monitoring it. So if you see that yourself, you're not losing the weight, or you're actually gaining the weight, that means you need to bring your calories down. So you kind of play with it. And you also record it. So I would strongly recommend taking progress pictures, right? Writing down how many calories you take per day, right? There's apps on your phone that make it a lot easier, so you don't have to write it down on paper. But there's a lot of apps that you can use if you have a Samsung phone. They already have one built in there. Apple devices, they have their own apps as well. But again, there's no reason why you can't do it. They make it so easy for you now. But monitor your progress so that if you need to play with your calories, you can, and you know where to go. And that's what I did. So once I hit a plateau, right, I felt like I was already on a low calorie. I went from 3,500, right, and I was at 3,000. Then I went to like 2,800, and that was a lot for me. That was like 700 calories below what I had already started at. But I felt like I plateaued. I wasn't losing any more weight. So I did something called carb cycling, right? And this is something I would recommend once you've finished, once you feel like you're good at dieting or you're comfortable with it, then you try this, because it's a little harder. But I started with 150 grams of carbs my very first day, right? Then the second day I dropped to 100 grams of carbs. Then the third day was only 50, which is probably gonna be the roughest, right? Because a low carb day, you don't really have a lot of energy. You don't feel really good. Then the fourth day I jumped back to 100 calories, feeling a little bit better. And then my best day was 175 grams of carbs, which you feel excellent. You feel like you do anything. And then you cycle back and you keep doing it. So every 5 days you reset. And I did that for about 2 months, and that's when I seen my best results. I felt excellent. You sacrifice a little bit on your lifting, but not much. I mean, I was say I was doing 115 pound dumbbells for my bench press. I was still able to do 110 pounds, 105 pound dumbbells. So you sacrifice a little bit, but I still felt good. I had a lot of energy, and to be honest, I probably felt the healthiest I ever felt in my life, when I started dieting on a regular basis, and I was eating the right foods, and I was getting the right micronutrients. So that's pretty much it. And the last thing I would say, and almost equally as important, is have fun with it, right? Don't be so strict that you're gonna go binge eat, That's a mistake I made early on, where I would be like, I want to eat so clean. Don't use no seasoning. Don't use no sauces. And then as soon as I went out and someone ordered a Domino's pizza, I'd get one for myself and I'd just eat the whole thing. Or we'd go to Golden Corral, or we'd go to a buffet and I would eat everything and I'd eat like 4,000 calories, and you kind of just mess up your whole week. So have fun with it. Pick things in your diet that are like small little treats for yourself. If you like dark chocolate, like for me, I put like little pieces of dark chocolate in my shake, and I like that. So just figure out little things that you can. And also, it's okay to have a cheat meal. Fit it into your macros where you can have a cheat meal, where you're satisfying that need to have something like unhealthy, right? And as long as you follow those 6 steps, you're good. So just to recap, so make a plan, follow through on it. Clear your kitchen. You want to shop and make sure you cook. And again, I can't stress enough, you want to make sure you actually cook the food. Don't buy all that food and then just go out to eat anyway. It defeats the purpose. 4, count your calories, guys. Download the app, write it down, whatever is easy for it, count it. Monitor your progress, take your pictures. Trust me, when you see that picture, you see your picture from when you're 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, and you see the big difference between how you started and how you are now. That is the best motivation anyone can give you. You're giving it to yourself, but trust me, it helps so much. Now you're getting in there and you want to lift heavier, you want to eat better because you see it's actually working. And again, have fun with it, guys. If you have fun with it, then it's not work anymore, right? So just have fun with it, enjoy yourself, and just make sure it's something that you can consistently do. It's all about consistency. Other than that, guys, I really appreciate your time. Thank you like always. If you have any questions, concerns, you just comment below. If you want to see whatever you want to see next, again, just ask us. We'll respond to you. But until then, do what makes you happy. Chase your dreams. Let's get it.
You ready to get fit? Are you ready to get fit? Join the journey.